For anyone following the news, from politicians, diplomats, geopolitical experts, to pundits, or anyone consuming international news, the Middle East is best described as one of the most volatile and contentious regions in the world, a theater of uninterrupted violence for decades. When discussing the geopolitical situation in the region, there is also a general proclivity to focus on the latest conflict or upheaval in isolation as if the historical context of that event did not matter or exist. This year, the attention is on the war between Israel, the United States, and Iran, as well as the invasion of southern Lebanon by Israel. Previously, from late 2023 through late 2025, the Gaza war that followed the Hamas October 7 attack on Israeli soil dominated the headlines. Before that, the region faced the Syrian civil war, 2011 to 2024, the Iraq war, 2003 to 2011, and other surges of violence and instability. Though the names change, the cycle of conflict persists, creating the impression of a region in constant crisis. One may find it challenging to identify a long period in which peace was the main headline characterizing the region. Understanding this pattern over time is essential to grasping the underlying reasons for the continued instability. This unfortunate predicament prompted me to explore a fundamental question about the Middle East, one that perhaps it behooves everyone to consider as the region continues to dominate the headlines with geopolitical, social, and financial ripple negative effects felt globally. What are the underlying historical factors driving this ongoing turmoil? Most conflicts in the Middle East are connected by history, political weaknesses, and regional rivalries. They represent a chain of events, causes, and consequences that feed a perpetual cycle of violence. The region cannot be understood solely in terms of the current wars of the last 10 to 20 years. Instead, more profound foundational factors must be examined to understand its ongoing instability, prompting us to consider how past decisions have shaped the present. The main argument of this essay is clear. The Middle East remains trapped in conflict today because its modern political order was never fully established following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire and subsequent outside interventions, e.g., colonial powers, global and regional powers. Therefore, understanding the region's persistent instability requires retracing recent history to see how repeated decisions, events, and miscalculations compounded unresolved foundational issues. For this analysis, and while I could probably revisit historical events of the last 2 millennia, as the Middle East is considered the birthplace of many civilizations and the 3 main monotheist religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, I purposely focused on events of the last 100 years. Specifically since the turn of the 20th century and the collapse of the Ottoman Empire after World War I. The first 2 decades of the 20th century constituted a critical era for accelerating the demise of the region and creating variables, accidents in history, geopolitical miscalculations, and foregone opportunities that explain the region's current volatile predicament. This historical background will form the backbone to understand why conflict has endured.